Hey Playas, how you doing? Welcome back to Playas Guide. I talked about this in previous videos, and this is my Wii U collecting video. So I'm going to be vlogging somewhat a complete series here of my collection. So every month I'm going to take a little shot, talk about what I picked up, and the budget that allowed me to complete the collection for the Wii U. So to get started here, I want to mention that I already have over 100 Wii U games at the start of 2022, and by the end of the year I plan on getting that last 50 or so games that I needed in order to complete the set by only spending $20 a week. And I think 2021 was good too, but 2020 is the year I really need to kind of kick things into gear and commit to collecting for this console, because the prices are still very reasonable. I don't think they're going to get too much cheaper, if they get cheaper at all. And I'm noticing that there is less selection and less supply out there at game stores. And there are a few games that are starting to go up online. So now's a good time to kind of grab those games before they may go up in price. If not, it's something that I'm aiming to complete anyways, and 20 bucks a week is a completely reasonable budget to do so on. So I'll start off here with the first week of January 2022. I picked up Batman Lego 2. Probably won't play that, my son might. And Sing Party, I definitely won't be playing that one, so I don't need the microphone or anything. Those two, I believe I paid $10 each for those. I think they were $9.99 at my local game store. Both used copies. Not bad shape. Sing Party is in really good shape. The Batman has a slight crease there in the label, but nothing too bad, nothing I can't upgrade down the road if I wanted to. So condition does matter here. I'm not settling for, anything that's in crummy shape. So I have been mindful of that. And then the next week I picked up this one for 20 bucks. It's the Super Mario Brothers U, and with the Super Luigi U. So I have both of these games already, but this is a combination disc. They actually had 30 bucks on this game, but my friend who owns the game store gave me a discount on it of 30%, so it was a $20 game for me. So still on budget. The next week, so this kind of makes up for 2 weeks here, because spent a little bit more on these. This game, I think, was under 15 bucks, including shipping, and this is a brand new copy of Legend of Cage. I hope you guys can see that okay, and there's not too much glare, because it is still sealed. And then this one was just over 20, so between the total of them, just under 40, so that makes up for 2 weeks there, right? 20 plus 20 is 40. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. I don't know much about this game. It looks kind of interesting, but because it's sealed and it's not anything I'm particularly interested, I don't think I'll be opening that up and playing it. So for the final week of January, I picked up Lego The Hobbit. I believe that was $9.99. It might have been $11.99, but we're still on budget or below, because I picked up Disney Infinity 2.0 and Disney Infinity 2.0 and 3.0. Both of those were $3.99, so another 20 bucks there, and that got me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games for the month of January. I have my eyes set on another game, Planes Fire Rescue, at the local game store, and I'm going to be picking that one up this coming week. So that'll be the first week of February's pickup, and you'll see that as we go through this series. and we keep track of the budget and the progress on how I accumulate these games. And as we get a little bit deeper into it, you will see the methods that I'm using. Right now, I'm just kind of grabbing whatever's in decent shape or good condition. I guess I should say good condition, decent, you know. But yeah, not necessarily perfect, but in very good shape or even brand new, that I can find online for cheap or at a local game stores for cheap. I am going to get more into the game hunting as it becomes harder to find games just, you know, locally around my area, and as I see less of these cheaper sealed games online, because I am going to be snagging some of those up before that supply dries up. Because yeah, a cheap sealed game, why not go for those first? They will dry up eventually, and the price will increase as private collectors start to sell off what they have from that supply. Okay, so February, sticking with the budget, starting off with a $25 purchase. That is Planes Fire Rescue. This is an uncommon game from what I could tell on the Wii U. However, I have come across it quite a few times. It's really hard to say what is actually rare and what is uncommon at this point. For sure, common game. I think all of the Just Dance games are common games. This I saw locally, and Planes Fire Rescue. This one was $10. Then it got a little bit harder to find some stuff locally. So I got this sealed copy in very good shape of Brunswick Pro Bowling. And I'm searching. I was able to last month find some really nice sealed copies of some games for cheap. So I'm keeping an eye out for those. This is a game I would say is uncommon. I never see this game. Maybe you have. Let me know in the comments below. But I don't. I do see this one quite often. Espn. I bought this online. It was $10 with shipping included, as well as Barbie Puppy Rescue for $23, which I believe that brings me to a total of just under $100. There's 5 weekends in February, so sticking with the $20 a week budget here. But I will say I'm already dipping into my March budget, and I'm going to get into that in just a little bit and let you know what I've started picking up for March, but I'm going to factor it all in. There is a few reasons why, and you will see, because locally I haven't been able to find too much at this point at game stores. So I'm looking at surrounding areas where they might have, you know, some games I'm looking for, and also comparing, you know, some of those prices to eBay as well, because I am going to have to start making more eBay purchases here for games that aren't just sealed, that I'm just not able to find, or I don't want to rule out online purchases, because you can find some pretty good deals. I thought that the ESP and Barbie game was a pretty good deal, but unfortunately I just saw the Barbie game for about $8 less at a local video store. So should I have held out? Probably, but you never know. Another store that I looked at out of town but didn't purchase anything from also had the game, and I think they were asking for $35, which I thought was obviously overpriced. But I am noticing that some of the Wii U stuff, most game stores, as I've mentioned before, they don't generally have a lot of these games, but I'm also noticing some of the games are creeping up there. Some of them are really taking a bit of a jump because of a lot of speculation as to what is actually rare and not. But I think within the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to have a pretty good idea of what the truly rare games are. A good example of that is look at Untold, Book of Untold Tales 2. I used to see this game all the time, and now that people are listing it as a buy it now for like $150 on eBay, I'm not seeing it so much anymore. But every game store had a copy of this one, so how rare can it really be? Hello Kitty Cruisers, on the other hand, I've seen maybe the one that I picked up in the wild from a video store, and I think that's it. That's the only time. but it is available online, and at one time that was like a $300 or $400 game, and now it's really dipped down to like a $40, $50 game maybe. March's games, I picked these up, most of them for $10 a piece. These three I'm going to name off right now were $10 a piece. Wii U, or Wii Fit U, probably shouldn't have paid that much. Might have been like $8 or something, I can't remember. I'm just going to say it was 10, because these games were all $10, I think, from the one store. Lego Marvel Superheroes, they're all pretty comic games. And then this isn't the Ben 10 that I got. So I went to another store and I found this sealed copy of Ben 10. So I have the $10 copy of the other Ben 10 stashed away. I'm going to trade it or sell it or whatever, maybe at the Niagara Video Game Swap. Not that that's a big deal, that game, but the sealed copy was $5 more, so that was 15. So I'm keeping that one because it's not really something I'm going to play. And if I do want to play a Ben 10 game, at that same store I found Ben 10 2, and Ben 10 2 was also $15. Online this was going for quite a bit more. The buy it nows are more than I want to pay, and this is something we're gonna see with the Wii U. Some of these games it's worth hunting for and holding out on. I'm also noticing that there's some games that there tend to be more sealed copies than there are used copies, and the sealed copies are usually more expensive, almost always, right? But sometimes it's not that much more expensive, which begs the question, how many sealed copies are really out there? And, you know, are we going to see more of them surface, flood the market because a game reaches a certain value? Somebody's just holding out so that they could cash in. And I think that will happen for some games. So some of the more pricey games right now, I don't think they're going to see that huge of a jump over this year. So I am going to hold out on them. Hopefully I can get a good deal on one or find it in the wild for cheap. You never know. But there are definitely certain games that I'm going to keep an eye out for now. And I am going to be changing the budget after March, where it's $20 a week, because $20 a week really restricts me in the sense that I have to hold on to $20, carry it over to the following week. If I see a game, let's say that game was $25, $30, and I didn't carry over any funds, then I might be kicking myself down the road. Let's say that game does continue to go up, and right now it's on eBay. The average buy it now is around $80 Canadian, but I'm sure that you could score a copy for less. Anyways, I scored a copy for much less, and that's the way I feel towards many of the more kind of valuable games right now. I think some of those will come down, but what will go up is some of the more underrated games. That's what we're going to start to see this year, and just the overall Wii market, the Wii U market going up. I got The Voice, that was $10. Game Party, $10. And Skylanders Trap Team, I've been looking all over for this because me and my son like to play Skylanders. He enjoys those games, and they're all very cheap for the Wii U, as well as the figures. Some game stores don't even take the figures because they can't make any money off of them because they are so cheap. So pretty much everything was $10 with the exception of two $15 games. And Just Dance 2015, which I picked up for $4. So I haven't been picking up a ton of games that I really want to play this month. I more so kind of bulked up the collection with some somewhat common stuff. But what I do want to focus on is trying to bang off some of those $25, $30 games that I do think will go up. And that's why I'm going to start doing $100 a month as my budget. So I'm still sticking within my budget. There will still be some carryover. I think for this month I might have $5 or something to carry over. Might have had $5 from the other. So let's say there's still $10 left to spend. So maybe there'll be another game from March. We'll see. But I'm going to start doing the $100 because leaves me the same budget or pretty close to the same budget, and I'm more flexible with what I can purchase. The Just Dance games for $4, and I don't have it, I'm going to pick it up. But otherwise, I'm not going for those games. I'm kind of passing them over at game stores. I am trying to have a pretty aggressive stance, but I'm not. I'm thinking those, because of how common the Just Dance games are, I could get them for $5, maybe less right now. And if they go up $5 or whatever, it's not a big deal. I'd rather get some of the more playable, popular, and harder to find games that I don't have. Anyways, Playas, if you are collecting for the Wii U, let me know in the comments below. If you want to follow this journey and find out how I budget for a complete Wii U collection, then hit the subscribe button and follow along, because there will be another episode just like this. You can find Playas Guide on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch for daily retro gaming content. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.